another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Another week, new squad. We back, y'all. But it's another level. Oh, y'all thought the last week was it, and I'm sorry, y'all.
No.
I'm sorry that I'm not sorry, because we got a whole nother level we got to take y'all to, y'all. I'm Moss Talks, man. Mike Moss, we are here. I'm here with my family, y'all. Jay, how you feeling? Let's start with Jay real quick.
Great.
Jay.
I'm ready to get into it. This is going to be a special one here. This one is near and dear to my heart.
Listen, I got my sis. K-Hart, how you feeling?
I'm good.
You feeling
so
good?
Yeah.
Y'all, it is something special about having family on.
Yeah.
And just experts in different spaces, y'all. And we got somebody super special for y'all.
Facts.
Y'all, this auntie, you know what I'm saying? Silver
Auntie
Fox.
for you, cousin for me.
You hear me?
Yeah, cousin to me and
Cousin to
Christopher.
me,
Come
right.
on.
Oh, cousin of y'all, but
Yeah.
this auntie, you know what I'm saying? Because when she just fine and she just refused to age, you can't never be grandma. You just auntie. Like, she just look good forever.
Facts.
You hear me? Like, she ain't gonna never be one. I don't care if she get grandbabies or not.
And she'll cut somebody for me.
Will she? Well, first of all, stop telling everybody business. But I like to call
You gotta
it,
tell 'em
as,
up front.
as Crumb say, the silver fox with the next level socks. Come on, give it to her.
Hey.
Don't give that much. Hold on, Jesus. Hold on, don't give her that much, Lord. She married, y'all, okay? For a reason. God bless her, okay?
Praise God.
My God, next level
my gosh.
everything. Lord have mercy.
Talk
Auntie
to me.
Les, how you feeling?
I am amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So glad to be here with fam. I mean, woo.
You
God
look like
is
your mama
blessing.
when you said that.
God is blessing.
Yeah,
I
for
am my
sure.
mama's daughter.
Listen,
Yes, ma'am.
it's so good to have you here. And I hear like a little accent. Auntie, where you from?
From the NO, don't get started.
there you
Right?
go. You know what I'm
Talk about New Orleans in the building
That's
all
what-
day, every day. Who that?
You knew that was coming.
Baby, let
You
me
know that
tell
was
you.
coming.
Hey, baby, let me tell you.
I knew it was in there.
Oh, for
I was
sure.
just
Let's
waiting
go.
on one of them. I was like,
Let's go.
baby,
Yeah.
Baby, let me
listen.
tell you.
New Orleans women hurt your feelings. Because y'all call us baby and y'all don't really love us like that. You can't call me baby and look me in the eye. And I'll be like, oh, you don't mean like that.
Wait a minute.
You're not
Wait.
really trying to love me. You just, everybody just
Let's,
baby.
Get 'em.
It's
let's
like,
get it straight
What
is that?
about New Orleans
What is
women. Let me tell you, nobody loves hard like women from New Orleans.
Is that right?
Come on. But when you cross us now, that's a whole nother story.
Right, facts.
But we love hard.
Shout out to that one girl from New Orleans that. Wait.
Man,
wait.
let me shout out one that I was
get
in love with,
distracted?
and she never gave me a shot.
You said what happened?
And she missed out. Because she could be up in this crib with me, but she ain't.
Bro.
I want to call her name, too.
Don't you bet not. You definitely bet not, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, for sure.
right,
Yeah,
so,
she, you know what I'm saying?
He be forgetting who he is,
But
don't
she
he?
was from the NO. You know what I'm saying?
You can't,
There's the no,
for
no,
sure.
No,
We can
no.
transition back.
Y'all, I promise we gonna focus on this episode, okay? We gonna get to some good stuff in this journey, but y'all, like, we are breaking down. So y'all know, like, Jeremy's an expert in a social emotional space. I want Crystal kind of to talk about that just a little bit, kind of bring him on.
Well, yeah. So as far as we know, he has mastered social emotional learning.
Still learning. It's still a lot more to learn.
Well, that is a part of being a master. You continue to perfect your craft.
Hello.
Hello.
Amen.
Get them together.
In addition to that, you've created a K through 12 curriculum to show progress within these schools, right? Okay, so we don't know much about the curriculum, but we know you had the curriculum, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you guys
baby.
tell us what is a curriculum? Because me and Mike were talking yesterday. We were like, we know people go to school to be doctors, lawyers, but who studies curriculum? Like, who creates curriculum?
So let me answer that. Then I'm a bring you in, Liz. So I still remember that conversation we had outside by the pool. She was out sunbathing, relaxed. I think we was doing the fish fry. We was just chilling.
Yeah.
She was sunbathing out there?
In the jacuzzi.
Oh, my.
In your next level sock?
In
She
the
is a
Was she
marriage.
stretching?
no.
Auntie.
You know what? Let me-
Shout out to her husband. God bless the marriage. Listen, because that marriage is a beautiful thing.
Key.
If God got that for me someday,
So
I
look.
just want to tell you thank you.
So I remember the conversation we had, and man, I cannot even begin to tell y'all how much of a godsend, Leslie, you are to us, right? Because you know it's not many people we trust. We want to, but we done been let down too many times. And so, but we knew with you, we was like, man, when she really sink her teeth in, you didn't know much about the curriculum, social emotional learning. You just knew what you wish you had, what your kids had, and just really believed. So long story short, because I'm about to give it to you, I asked my cousin to come in and take over our next level students curriculum company, and she is just taking it and ran with it. So you can just speak from the heart, tell them, like, kind of, I'll just let you kind of share from there.
Yes, just to piggyback off of what you said, Jay, about coming in brand new, about social emotional learning, and just having the opportunity to just dive in to get an understanding and to come to the realization that every single student, teacher in America, adults, we all need this essential tool. So you ask about curriculum. Curriculum basically is a learning tool, right? It's a set or series of information that enables you to gain knowledge. And hopefully, if it's a great curriculum, you not only gain knowledge, you're motivated, as well as it offers you an opportunity for implementation. Like, you get a chance to apply these skills. So that's in a nutshell what curriculum is. But social emotional learning is a whole nother gambit. We do it, we utilize it, we need it every single day. And, back in the day, it was something that we were all taught at home. We were all taught these skills at home, the skills that allow us and afford us to be successful at challenges, successful at competition, successful at things that we don't naturally have the gift to excel in, right? Yeah. Endurance, resilience. And like I said, our family, it takes a village, right, to raise children, and we learn these things. Yeah. And this is what social emotional learning does now. Unfortunately and fortunately, it's unfortunate that teachers have another thing to teach at school. Yeah. But because we service children, we service, adults, these are people. This is our world and our community of tomorrow. These things are so important that we service our children in school today, and that's what Next Level Students does.
How do you measure the impact of the curriculum?
So the impact is scientifically measured, usually with data. We do pre-tests, get a baseline for where our students are, before they start the curriculum. And then as the students go through our programs and become more aware, self-confident, they begin to identify more commonality, what they have in common with other people, and not so much our differences. Right. Because that's what causes the bullying, the name calling, the belittling, the not, a sense of connection.
Right. So, I think it's important to highlight kind of like why we even decided to create the curriculum in the first place. So it's like, I'm in these schools and I'm speaking, I'm doing my thing, and kids are inspired. I done had kids flush weed down the toilet saying they're gonna change their life. I done had girls telling me they're gonna stop having sex and, they're gonna break up with her boyfriend. Like, I'm just thinking like, man, this is crazy. Kids crying, telling me, bro, I was gonna commit suicide. I hear that on the reg. And so whenever I leave a school, they would always be like, man, Jeremy, we need more from you. I'm like, but I can't be here every day like that. And so I've been hearing, saying curriculum. I remember talking to CJ. CJ was like, bro, that next level is to create a curriculum that can be in these schools as well. And then I just finally did the first one. Didn't really know what I was doing because it was just like for middle school, high school students, it was just like, hey, this is it here. I was just intentional about putting something out here that can make an impact. So if I get done speaking, if you like it, here's some videos, here's some written curriculum, some lessons for you to follow. And then I had one superintendent in Texas said, hey, I love it. Shout out to Dr. Jody Duran. She was like, but I order it for all my middle and high school students at the schools, but what about next year? They just keep reading the same stuff? And I just blurted it out, Mike. I was just like, oh yeah, no. Next year we'll have a K through 12. I was thinking like, oh my God.
Man of faith.
What did I just say? This
of faith.
one curriculum, just one, took a whole year. Now I'm talking about 12 different ones. And I remember driving back to the airport thinking like,
12 different ones.
Yeah.
bro, K through 12. It's actually 13 different ones.
Every grade has its own.
Because the first one was kind of like written to where it could connect with middle school or high school
And that's
kids.
what I thought you was talking about, like adapting to certain grades.
Right. But now I just put it out there that, yeah, we're going to create one K through 12. So
In a year's
kindergarten,
time.
first, second, third. And I remember driving, anxiety was heavy because I'm a man of my word.
Right.
At least I try my best to be. Some things, man, that's another conversation. So I remember thinking like, I don't have time. God was like, but you have a team. Yes. And he told me, and Chris says this all the time, we're in the relationship business. And he's like, bro, you got teachers, counselors, principals, superintendents, people who love God, who got their doctrine, like, or doctoral degree, like, bro, put together a super team. So we put together some of the brightest minds in education and we built out our whole curriculum. And then I went to my big cousin and was just like, can you take this and run with it? Because I can't travel and speak and promote and market and push this as well. And so she's just taking it and owned it. And let me just shout you out. And then I'm going to let you talk about, your connection with that and the brand. But what I love about Leslie is that she didn't have all the stuff. But when I found out you was getting courses and trainings and signing up for webinars and workshops on your own, just to grow and get the knowledge in the social emotional learning space. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's next level.
Hey Jay, what was you about to do to the microphone just then?
I was filled with emotion and passion, right?
You was about to be something else.
Cause so many people were I don't really know. Excuses. She was like, no, I'm about to learn this.
Yeah,
I'm about
that's
to
different.
own this. I'm
That's
about
different.
to really engulf in this
That's
because she
different.
really believed that it's going to change these kids' lives. And
Yeah.
so, Les, I'll let you speak to that.
I love that.
Oh, man. Absolutely. The opportunity to learn more. I mean, come on. If we're going to be children of God and abide in the faith of God, when somebody comes to you with something that you are like, hey, I don't know about this, But when you sit in it, because we don't know everything that God has for us, we don't know the journey.
That's it.
But we have to be open and trust God all the time. And I tell you, when I started reading the lessons myself, I gave my husband a book. I was like, just read this. I mean, let's just see, have you ever read anything like this before? Just read it yourself. And when I tell you, it's not just for kids, it's not just for students. This is also for adults because there's information in here that somewhere we missed in our upbringing or in our adult life that we can still utilize today. And I tell you, our curriculum is so powerful. It has 5 components in every lesson. There is a narrative that starts off every lesson. And the purpose of the narrative, right, is so that we can see ourselves. We can connect with something. We can relate to it, right? And then the phenomenal part is genius, called Don't Take My Word for It, where we highlight high profile athletes, inventors,
J-Lo, The Rock, Kevin Hart.
artists,
Yeah.
So many people that our young people are following. Right? We follow on social media because we want to connect. We want to live vicariously through somebody else's life that we deem successful. And so we show these kids that it's not all about the glam and the glow. You know what I'm saying? These people struggled. They had setbacks. They had challenges just like they do today.
Come on.
Just like everybody has challenges, right? In this world, but it's the resilience through failure over and over again that we come out on top. That's where we find success. So we want to be real. We want to be transparent with these kids and let them know that you're no different from the one that you see on TV. You're no different from the ones you see on podcasts. You're no different from the influencers. But what makes what shows up in the end is your resilience to succeed, your drive, you know. And so we just want every kid to believe. Jay, your story is just phenomenal. I could hear it every single solitary day. And just the tears of your passion. I so thank God for giving you the wherewithal and the will to get out and tell your story, man, that you didn't believe in yourself. And that's what you go out every day telling kids, listen, I didn't believe in me either. I'm out here doing boom, boom, boom. I'm traveling, boom, boom, boom. I got boom, boom, boom. Not because I knew this always, but it was because of teachers that came into your life, that turned your life around, that made you believe in you, that whatever you set your mind to, that you can have it.
Right.
And that's what the curriculum is training kids today. There is your background, who your mama, your daddy, what school you go to, what clothes you're wearing, what shoes you got, what shoes you don't. None of that matters. But the power to succeed
it's within.
is inside of you.
Come on. Y'all hear this passion? You know
It's inside, cuz.
Yeah. That thing heavy. Because kids be struggling, man. It's like, all right, so for all of you next levelers out there that's listening, and you probably thinking like you're not interested in writing a curriculum. All right, so give it a wider lens. We're telling you to be fruitful. We're telling you to multiply, right? We're telling you to have dominion. If I say I'm trying to dominate the educational space, that's not just with a microphone. I can only hit for so many students in so many schools a year. You know what I'm saying? And so the more that I am able to connect with the people, right, through a curriculum, the better. So when kids be like, bro, I'm struggling because my father not in my life, or my father went to prison, or I seen my father beat my mom, or my father has molested me. Like, it's some heavy stuff these kids are dealing with, right? And they dealing with weight. They're dealing with their sexuality. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're dealing with poverty. They're dealing with depression. I've gone to some schools on the West Coast where the high school students pull up in nicer cars than the teachers, but they struggling with coke and pornography. You know what I'm saying? And the teachers is finding like powder in the bathroom. Like, man, everybody trying to cope. And so our social emotional learning curriculum shows them, okay, this is another way. Look at what this person went through. Look how you can overcome. And it's set in the representation. Because a lot of curriculums, and Les will tell you that's out here, they don't really be looking like us. So that's something we pride ourselves on, to make sure we have representation that looks like America.
So for me, I feel like one thing about Next Level is that it just hits on so many different cylinders, right? But I remember being a kid, and I want this episode to be able to reach so many different age groups. I'm so excited to look at some of this curriculum after we finish, just because you said it hits so many different things, and I'm hearing things in there. I'm just like, I would love to know about this type of stuff for myself, selfishly. Like, it's stuff that I could grow from that as a grown man, but what about the money? Like, y'all, like, this curriculum ain't here for no reason. This ain't no nonprofit curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, as a young person, they looking for a way to become successful. At a young age, you got these people that are in these traumatic situations wonder, how am I going to save my mama from this? How am I going to do this? And we're telling them, don't get into this negative stuff. But we're hearing the things that we don't know how it can be profitable. How has this curriculum benefited you, or how do we do that?
So let me say one thing. So I do want to just share one. I had one. This one I knew we had something.
Okay.
I had a teacher send me an email, and she said how she found herself crying from one of our lessons.
Wow.
She in class teaching it, reading, and she was like, it was healing to her. I was like, man, this is God's work.
Yeah.
When you got grown folk that should be facilitating, but healing is that's why I tell people, like, everything is spiritual. Yeah. So I will say that one piece there. But you know,
you saying we should put a proceed with caution. on the cover.
Right, proceed with caution.
different.
Right.
Your heart could feel that.
Yeah. And maybe we drop the side effects. You know how they be having them commercials for the drugs,
right.
and they have the side effects. Could cause happiness. Could cause joy.
Yeah.
Could cause healing.
Healing.
Could cause peace.
Set you free.
Could cause growth.
Chills are
Yes.
mouth symptoms.
Oh, listen to me.
Come on.
You know what I'm
The chills you
saying?
get
Like,
from this
And then
are
you
mouth
gotta
symptoms.
speed it up.
has been known to bring about growth. Yeah. But that's the reality. And so, we do sell it to schools, but our next level and all of our next level is out here pray on this. I want to really follow the Robin Hood model. And not necessarily like steal from the rich, but there are companies, there are organizations that could easily sponsor 4 or 5 schools. Because I often find that the schools who need our curriculum the most or the ones who can't afford it. And don't hit me with an email because I got such a heart. I'm like, you can have it. Here's the digital version. Yeah. That's why I need Leslie to run it because I just give it to everybody. Yeah. But I'm specifically talking to the people of faith that's tapped in with us. Like, we need your prayers there, right? Because there is a corporate market. Yeah. And we can work through our nonprofit because we also have a next level living nonprofit in here and in South Africa. Because that's my next goal. It's like, man, what does it look like for us to be able to sponsor 1,000 schools? And we have these $1 million, $1 billion companies sponsoring. So that's the next level.
I love it. I think that we touched on so much importance of it. Auntie, I feel like for me, I just want to know what drives you every day? Like, it's curriculum. Is this a passionate work? Do you just feel loyal to your family? What is it for you personally that drives you and makes you care this much? Like, what is it for you?
So it's for the kids. These students out here are so hurting. I feel like, in my day, we were so privileged as young people. We had a group of friends that didn't look alike. But we were there for each other. Kids today are so competitive. They're so into social media, into things that are not tangible, that are not real. And my heart just bleeds for them. So every day, and the teachers, let me just talk about the teachers and how if they had an environment of healthy students that believed in themselves, not that they weren't without challenge, but they were in a healthy state, teaching could go forth in a manner that it's supposed to. So it's out here for these teachers also. And I feel like we don't have the awareness that we need. So I get up every day. Today, this could be the day. This could be the day to bring awareness to another school, another district, another region. Just changing the lives of people. I think next level and the Jeremy Anderson group is all about changing lives. And I'm on the student level and I'm going to fight for these kids. I'm a mother of 4 myself. I've done homeschooling, so I know how hard it is.
Kids where, y'all?
They're not, they are not in my home. Hallelujah.
Yeah, one of them is in LA.
Hey. And so, it's all about these kids. It's all about students.
Let me tell you something. I was just at a school, probably 2 weeks ago. And I hear this often, but it really messes me up, man. One little girl came to me afterwards and hugged me and was just like, I wish you was my dad. And man, that thing be messing me up. You know what I'm saying? And then they tell me their stories. Either their dad's locked up or their dad is never there. You know what I'm saying? But when kids come, like I say this often, Jewel ain't gonna never have to go to no other man. I don't care how great of a speaker you are and feel compelled to want to hug you. And so that's why I stay behind 30, 40 minutes afterwards just to hug and high five and whisper a prayer with these kids like they really struggling. But when they come and say that, you know what I'm saying, it just triggers something in my brain where I'm like, man, this is needed and our influence is needed. And I guess that's really, go ahead.
Let me tell you, I've heard you say that before. And let me tell you what it is. You have the gift of seeing these kids. They don't know what that is. You know how you make them feel when they like, he sees me. That's what she means when she said, I wish you was my daddy. Somebody that could see me every day, that sees me, that can encourage me. That's what she's saying. You see me. And you have the gift of seeing.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's deep. I think with that seeing, that's half of what they want is to be seen.
That's it.
Then accepted. And so for me, I wanted to be seen, then I wanted to be accepted, and then I realized I could be exceptional. It was like, okay, I want to be seen, I want to be accepted, but then I realized like I can be exceptional. Like I can make A's and B's without cheating, because I was the master, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I realized like I had a brain and I could really do it, like that's where I really be wanting these kids to know. So I really paint that picture. These are the mistakes I made. These are the issues. I've been stealing cars, getting arrested, kicked out, like depending on how old they are.
I see you. That's seen.
I see
That's
you.
relatability.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then when I tell them, and I'm still growing, and I got a personal counselor and a marriage counselor, they like, but bro, I seen you on the gram. Are you? I'm like, yeah, but I still need help. So it's okay. So now here's the crazy thing. Counselors literally be like, oh my God, after your speech, I have 50 kids come to my office. What do I do? Like, man, do your job. Like now they ready to talk to you. I freed them up now. I'm breaking down the stigma of counseling, and maybe we talk about that next week, right? Like the negative is like, yo, go get the help that you need. You deserve it. I'm telling these babies, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Spirit of God moving all up through there. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's the work. And so I share this with all you next levelers because I don't want you all to think we just talking about curriculum, man. We just talking about bearing fruit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We just talking about living lives of purpose. We just talking about saving somebody's life. There's a book, there's a curriculum, there's a podcast, right? There's some art, there's some music. It's something you gonna write, something you gonna produce. It's a program after school, a nonprofit. It's something or somebody that you're gonna be attached to that's gonna be a higher and a bigger purpose. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking no money off this curriculum in years. And I done probably put $200,000 into it over the past few years, just producing in the digital and the physical copies of thousands of books, right? I'm making an investment in this next generation, and I realize like the impact it can make. And so I'm all about multiplying, and I realize there are two ways that I can multiply the anointing, the power that's inside me. One, speakers. We got a whole 1,000 people in our Speakers Academy community, right? And so we have people like, so if y'all are interested in speakers, like, this is a shameless plug. I don't feel bad about it, but we got the best speaker program on the planet. Stop playing.
Talk your stuff,
NextLevelSpeakersAcademy.com.
Yes,
I stand on it. Ain't nobody adding the type of value we add on a consistent basis with so many anointed coaches. That first part. So I can make impact there because I can multiply, but then the books and the curriculum. And so I just want all of our next levelers thinking like, okay, what is I can do to make a bigger impact, you know what I'm saying, out here in this world. And I'm so grateful, Leslie, for you. For one, you believed in us.
Still do.
And because you ain't gotta do this. You ran in record labels, like you could have went into any other field, but you was like, I'm gonna take a chance when things was rough, when we was trying to figure it out. You even helped coach me up in some areas. You like, cuz we gotta do this. I was like, I didn't even know about that. Like, but I'm always open and coachable. Chris knows is right, but I'm so grateful for you, cuz, because you made the sacrifice. You show up, you do whatever it is you gotta do. You very protective of the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, she like, ain't nobody finna get over on my cuz, right? And so, man, I just praise God for you and your spirit of excellence, but then your passion. Because it's like, I see the eyes get watery every time you talk about the love you have for the kids. And that's what we look for. I don't want to just look for talented people. Like, it's talented people everywhere, but what's your heart right? Like, what's your spirit like? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to add value to what we building? Are you covering me and my family? Like, do you really believe in what we building? And you come with the full package. And I praise God for you, cuz.
Oh, I appreciate you, cuz.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You a blessing.
Crazy.
Auntie, you fun, and that's a distraction. But I just want to let y'all know that's not a good segue from what y'all was doing because that did hit my heart. But I just got a good angle of her every time Jay be talking, and you just so much nicer to look at. So I just wanted to tell you, like,
That boy
I just
crazy.
I just appreciate you just being a blessing to the people that are able to listen to this and the deaf ones as well. Because if as long as they can see you, they got a blessing from this
That boy
episode
crazy.
for sure. So
Hey.
until we do next level Braille, y'all, we just want to let y'all know, just tune straight to this episode because Crystal
Yeah.
and Auntie next to you.
That boy crazy.
Wait.
Hey,
I'm just saying, y'all.
so let me say this here.
we gonna
So
keep
let me
taking-
just share what's on the horizon. I'm gonna give a new closing.
Okay, thank you.
What's on the horizon? Because there's always another level to it. We wouldn't be true to who we are if we stayed at this level. We started with the first booklet. It was just a regular green booklet. If you was in 6th grade or 12th grade, that's the booklet you get. Then we went through K through 12 physical books from kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way up to senior year high school. Then we went to digital. So it's not just the physical books. Now we have a digital component. Our next level is to be translated into Spanish.
Ooh.
And I met a guy at a conference I was at a few days ago, and he came to me, and I told him to email you.
He has.
He emailed, okay,
Let's go.
I said, email you. He was like, bro, I believe so much in what y'all are doing. He was just like, I would be honored if I could transcribe. My wife does this and that. And I met both him and his wife. And I was just like, well, I know I'll fumble the bag. So get with Leslie. And because I know you'll see if they the real deal or not. But that's a whole nother level. So just to our next level, it's like we still growing, right? And I'm trying to figure out how do we dominate 1%, then 5%, then 10% of the schools in America, and then how do we have it in multiple languages as well? Why? Because we're passionate about touching as many people as possible, about making the biggest impact, the biggest splash out here in the world. And we ain't perfect, but I believe if we show up every single day and we stay focused on the mission, it's only a matter of time before we go to the next level. And the pursuit of that is what next level living is all about. Appreciate you, cuz.
Love you.
Listen, there's no way we could have shared all the details about our curriculum in that short episode of the podcast. If you want to learn more about the fabulous social-emotional learning curriculum called Next Level Students, hit me up directly in my email at leslie@nextlevelstudents.org. Or check out our website at www.nextlevelstudents.org. We are looking forward to working with you. Take your students and your school to the next level.